Welcome back to Southeast Sports Plus, the College Football Playoff Committee making it official today. 2028, the College Football Championship game will be played in a very familiar place, the Caesars Superdome there in New Orleans. It's a town that is used to hosting a lot of great events, Super Bowls, national championship games, Final Fours, and other big events, and now it'll be the host site for the national championship game once again in 2028. Welcome to Southeast Sports Plus. I'm Gerhard Mathangani, joined by Patrick Walsh. And Patrick, to me, it just feels like anytime the committee needs to make a big decision on where to put a big event, whether it's the NBA or there's high school or college basketball, college football, it feels like New Orleans is just a nice go-to spot.
Yes. And we got the chance to go to New Orleans a couple months ago for Sunbelt Media Days. And, that was my first time there. And I just remember I was like, I'd only seen it through pictures and videos. Yeah. And while I didn't get to go over to the French Quarter, we just went out to this little taco shop, which I think, was it $2 tacos?
It was $2 tacos,
Oh, man, those are some of the best $2 tacos ever. But
those are really good.
No, I mean, New Orleans is such an amazing city.
Yeah.
We also got to go see the Saints open up training camp. But I felt like this is just right. Seeing what the turnout was for the Super Bowl last year and hearing all about that. And just, what I do know about New Orleans being like a tourist town, this is only going to further benefit them.
Yeah, we had Peter Albrecht on the other day talking about Paul Feinbaum and his run possibly to maybe the Senate seat that is currently being held by Tommy Tuberville, who was vacating that seat. And one of the takes that he's had for a really long time is that he feels like New Orleans should host just about everything. Yeah. It is a perfect host town. And when you think about it, all the things that you need to be a good host town, you need to have good food. They knocked that out of the park. Yeah. And it needs to be a nice walkable city as well. And there's a lot of cities in America that are nice and walkable, and New Orleans is one of those cities you can walk just about everywhere. But then the next best thing to me is that the whole city needs to buy in. This is no disrespect to New York, but I felt like when the Super Bowl was there many years ago, it was like in LA to a certain degree as well. It's almost like you can walk to some people on the street and they have no idea that it's going on just because there's so many other things going on in the city. But to me, when a Super Bowl or a national championship or a Final Four descends on New Orleans, it feels like the entire town is about that event.
It just feels right. And we'll go ahead and show you here the recent history of New Orleans. Obviously, they hosted the 2020 national title game between LSU and Clemson, the Joe Burrow legacy game.
That's right.
Those 8 Super Bowls, obviously they held the Super Bowl 59 here this year. And then those 6 Final Fours. I mean, the sports mecca is kind of secretly also New Orleans.
Yeah, it kind of is. And when we've talked about this before, how where if you do know where the host site is, it's like it almost becomes incumbent upon those teams to play well. And we've talked about this. Remember when Tampa was going to host a Super Bowl, and then Tom Brady was in Tampa, and it felt like, okay, well, this is a good chance here for a home team, a team to play in their own home stadium for a Super Bowl. We've thought this before in Glendale, Arizona. We thought this before in San Francisco, and a chance for this upcoming year. Can the Niners do what the Bucs did and be able to play in their own home city? It'll be now incumbent upon LSU to see if, hey, they can make a run to the national championship.
Yeah, I mean, I'll be interested to see, 1, if Brian Kelly's still there.
It's 2028.
2, if Brian Kelly can win a big game by then, to get them there. But, no, it feels like LSU with it, basically they're in the backyard. What it feels like. Baton Rouge is what?
Close to about 30, 45 maybe an hour, depending on traffic. Obviously there's a lot of traffic there in between. So it is really interesting to see that not only are they getting this big game, but if the home teams can get it done. And we'll obviously know that the Saints probably won't as far as the Super Bowls go in the NFL for a really long time. We got a chance to hear from the Sugar Bowl CEO about this big decision.
We're competing, let's face it, against cities with a lot deeper pockets than we have here in New Orleans. Nashville, Las Vegas, Dallas, Atlanta, Los Angeles, Miami, and more. So we're asking people to step up and help us this time. When we hosted in 2020, quite frankly, the business community hadn't yet recognized the tremendous value of this awesome event. Hopefully it does now. How about $500 million? That's what the economic impact was when we hosted the Sugar Bowl and the National Championship in the same year. And that included over $50 million in direct tax revenue, and furthermore drew more television viewers than even the NCAA Men's Final Four. And that TV coverage, it needs to be pointed out, represents millions of dollars in free advertising that showcases everything that's good and unique and awesome about Louisiana and New Orleans. And that in turn helps drive tourism on a year-round basis. I want to be clear, we're not here making this ask without having already stepped up ourselves. We know it's important to keep New Orleans at the top of the postseason college football world, and that's why the Sugar Bowl Committee has committed $6 million of its own funds to help land this championship event this time. It's also important to note that, one, we're doing this because we believe it's the right thing to do. But second of all, the fact that we're doing this is unprecedented. In the first 12 years of the playoff, no other bowl organization has had to use its own savings in order to bring the national championship to its city. For us, it's not the first time we've done so, it's the second, because we gave almost $6 million to bring that 2020 national championship game that LSU won right here on this field. I'm going to ask you to forgive me if you think I'm being too direct for your liking on this, but it's important that you hear this. College football is changing rapidly if you're paying any attention to what's going on these days. In this era of revenue sharing and name, image, and likeness payments and going to players, along with billion-dollar television contracts and 8-figure coaches' salaries, the fact of the matter is the dollars and cents just mean way more than they ever have in the history of the game. If the funds are there, we'll have a long and strong role in the future of college football. And if they aren't, we won't.
It's a pretty pointed words there. I mean, and he put some dollars and cents to what it means for not only the city in itself, but what it also means for the area of New Orleans and tourism just in general.
I mean, he's fully right, though, with exactly what he said to end there. You got to be able to financially put yourself in these positions to where you can host these games. Mm-hmm. And one thing that really stood out to me was his comments about the Sugar Bowl taking out of their own savings. So the only bowl game that has to do that in order to get the national championship. That's strong. Yeah. $6 million in your own savings for you to be able to host the national championship. Mm-hmm. I mean, that's strong.
That is, and he talked about how it's basically a $500 million nice little price piece there for the city going into it. I know we did top 5 with sports teams a little bit ago, but if you were to name maybe your top 5, it doesn't have to be in order. Just some of your favorite cities that end up hosting events. There's obviously a lot of the marquee ones. What would be yours?
All right. You kind of put me on the spot here.
Well, and the reason why, I'll let you think on it because I'll rattle off some of mine. I've always loved when Glendale, Arizona has big events. Like right outside of Phoenix, I think they do big events very, very, very well. We saw, and you got a chance to go to San Antonio specifically.
That's got to be on my list.
Yeah, and it feels more, obviously it's going to be more basketball than it is anything else, but I feel like San Antonio is a great host city as well. And I've liked the Bay Area. Mm-hmm. I don't know if I would put it beyond Los Angeles, and I know I just cracked on Los Angeles and New York. A lot of times big events get washed away in those big cities just because there's so much going on there. But I saw the artist renderings for what's coming up for the Olympics in 2028, and it looks like LA is going to be a place that is like, hey, if you want to put a big event in your city, come to LA because SoFi Stadium is going to look unbelievable.
I think I've got mine.
All right. Is that enough filibustering for you? There.
Number 5, I will say New Orleans sits at 5.
Yeah. Okay.
Number 4, I'll say San Antonio sits at 4 because if you've never been to San Antonio, you have to go do the Riverwalk because that was
absolutely.
Everyone told me about it before I went to the Final Four. I was like, okay, I'll do it. That is the city.
Yeah.
That literally is the entire city. And I'm like, oh my goodness, this is eye-opening. This is one of the coolest things I've ever seen. all those little pop-up restaurants on the side. I mean,
right.
it was just so cool. 3, probably San Francisco.
Okay, yeah. Yeah.
That area is nice.
Yeah.
This one's going to shock some people.
Okay.
Number 2, Indianapolis.
It's a good host city. Yeah.
It's a good host city. It's great for the Final Four. The Final Four is coming back there this year. I believe it hosted 1 Super Bowl at Lucas Oil.
Yeah.
I don't remember which one it was. It might have been the Steelers win.
Yeah, I don't remember either, but I just remember it being it is a nice thing.
No, I think it was the Saints. It might have been the Saints. But
and it laid the ground. It laid the blueprint for swimming, because you remember the United States Olympic trials in swimming. That's the first time that they went to they put the pool underground, was at Lucas Oil, and they've done it ever since then. So they're going to start doing that because of what they got from Indianapolis.
Number 1, this one's tough, because now the more I think about it, I kind of wish I put Indianapolis at 1. You
got Miami, you got Atlanta. I mean, there's a few others that are out there that
I'd say Miami or Dallas.
Yeah,
honestly.
Yeah,
Dallas. Good. Well, it's obviously Arlington, not actually Dallas.
Right.
But, that there's no bias in that, I promise you. Miami, yeah, it's nice, but you can get sidetracked.
Yeah, big time. And a lot of those cities you can as well. We got a chance to hear from our friends at WGNO, always doing great work, and had a little special tie-in here with the Sugar Bowl as well as LSU.
It was New Year's Day 1936, and the LSU Tigers starring in the second annual Sugar Bowl, taking on TCU in Tulane Stadium, thus staking a claim as one of the top schools participating to this day.
It's pretty neat, and it goes back even, we're sitting here in the Superdome 50 years in the Superdome, but obviously the Sugar Bowl's been around 92 years, and the history with LSU goes back to the early beginnings.
According to All-State Sugar Bowl CEO Jeff Hundley, the Tigers have appeared in the big game a total of 13 times, and in addition to 1936, they also appeared 1937 and again in 1938. This vintage footage from that game, as the Tigers are in light jerseys and fell to Santa Clara 6-zip, but the Tigers appeared many more times in the coming years.
Well, it's been important. It's been, if I'm right, they played as second only to Alabama in the number of appearances in the Sugar Bowl game. So there's, again, great history and tradition.
That history has been a lucrative one for the city, the Sugar Bowl, and the Tigers.
We did an economic impact study in 2012. There was a BCS National Championship game, but it was estimated there were 150,000 people that came to town without tickets.
No doubt the incredible support from the Tiger faithful has always remained strong.
One thing you can bank on is the enthusiasm and the passion when the Tigers are in town playing in the Sugar Bowl, in the Superdome, that it's going to be loud and proud and a lot. There's never enough to go around.
For WGNO News, I'm LBJ.
Many thanks to LeBron Joseph for that, and it's definitely a party town. It's definitely a party city, and it has got its own flair. That's for absolute sure.
Just my single experience being in New Orleans.
Yeah.
Even though it was for one full night, and then we left the next day.
That's right.
It was something. I got to go back. Have to go back.
Yeah,
it's only 2 hours away.
Exactly. Yeah. It's right down the road from us here in Mobile, and I had a pretty decent day there at the Caesars Sportsbook, and see if we can make another nice little run there coming up this year.